different parts of the market and different types of properties are not necessarily all going to behave the same way. Not all prices are going to necessarily go the same direction and the same trajectory. And I had a one-on-one conversation this week with another property investor up in North Ryde who's got 3 apartments that he bought some years ago now. Prices are still falling in those high-rise apartments in North Ryde for 3 reasons. Firstly, because a lot more new stuff has been built in and around it, so supply is quite high. Secondly, the charges relating particularly to the maintenance of the building have gone through the roof, and they've got one-off problems now which are also needing to be fixed because the construction quality was pretty low. And the third thing is there's a cap on what people can actually pay by way of the rent they can afford. Because the other side of all of this, whilst we keep talking about prices going up, we have to remember that that means either mortgages are going to go up, which means that people are going to have to pay more, or if you're in the rental sector, then you're going to have to pay more too. And we are at the limits, in many cases, of what people can afford. By the way, there was this article, which I thought was quite interesting, that made the point that unit prices have tended to rise less, actually perhaps less than half the rate of houses in some areas. And they're citing the example there that the median unit price rose over the 10 years by 28.4%, whereas house prices rose 81.9%. It's really important that people don't get caught with the expectation that everything everywhere is going to go high. It's just not like that. That isn't the way the markets actually are working. Households are actually, so at least some, are caught. And I made a show the other day called Households Under the Pump as housing costs soar. And by the way, on Tuesday, I'm going to run a live show and I'll be doing some further analysis down at the postcode level. The data tells a very important point, and this show I made, Can't Spend, Won't Spend, says households. The data is showing that households are spending less per capita, not more. And part of the reason for that is that things are much more expensive. And one of the critical things is the cost of that mortgage or the cost of that rent is sucking out more and more of households' disposable income. I made this show about the missing homes that won't get built. So the target of 1.2 million is getting further and further away. There's a lot more going on here than the mainstream is talking about. If you are thinking about property, either buying or selling, trading up or trading down, it's really important to get the right information to make good decisions.